Hello everybody, my name is Jesse from Hypnotic Exotics. Today, I want to talk about Egyptian false cobras. So, Egyptian false cobras are in the colubrid family. They're actually a rear-fanged species, kind of like a hognose. What makes these guys so special is that they're actually venomous. Unlike a regular cobra, these guys are rear-fanged, and if you're at all familiar with hognoses and snakes like that, they pretty much have to bite you and then shoot down on you or their prey to envenomate. So there's really not much risk for me free handling like this. That goes without saying. No, any snake, even a non-venomous one, you want to handle them with care and respect. Now, the real reason I wanted to make a video about this snake is because there's really not much information about them known online, and I really struggled when trying to do research to facilitate a healthy environment for this beautiful creature. Her name is Isis, for any of you wondering. She's still a very young snake. There's speculation between how long they grow. Some people say they grow anywhere from 0.8 meters to 1.8 meters. So some say they even grow bigger than that. I'll let you know when she gets bigger. But right now, she's a pretty perfect size for just a handling snake. Especially one that's venomous. I feel like if she was any bigger, it might be a little intimidating. That being said, she's a really well-mannered snake. Her temperament is incredible. From the research that does exist about these guys online, there's a high chance that you're gonna get a feisty snake. I really wanted to tell you what I did. So I got in touch with one of the most profound people that I have ever come across in the reptile community. His name was Ryan. I'm not going to out him as to where he works, but I called everywhere in my area on the East Coast, and I was having real trouble finding someone that knew anything about these guys. But I finally came in contact with the right person, and they were a colubrid expert. He told me he's been studying colubrids for upwards of 15 plus years. But anyway, I'm going to try and give out the information that he gave me so it's more readily available. There's more information about these guys out there, so if you're struggling to, hopefully it'll be a little easier. Basically, what I did for the substrate is I had a crushed walnut mixture with any reptile safe soil, about a 70-30 mixture, 70% being the walnut. And then you could also mix in things like a jungle blend a little bit for more texture. Add some rocks, some reptile safe rocks that are sanitary, obviously. I really made sure to make the enclosure a little cluttered because they like to hide and explore. I'm not sure if they're semi-arboreal. I know in the wild though, they're always moving, so I made sure to have a rather large enclosure. Humidity. Now, since they're from Egypt, they live on a sandy substrate in the sun, so humidity there isn't quite like a ball python's. You're going to want it to be maximum 35% humidity and never really go over that, or else you could risk an RI, respiratory infection, and you definitely don't want that. You should have it above 25 as well. Anything less than that might be a little too dry for them. So, like I said, they live in the desert, so the hot spot, you want it to be anywhere from 92 to 97 degrees. Most snakes would cook in this temperature, but they thrive and they love it. They'll bask, they'll love it. Being a colubrid, he did recommend, although I've heard people say it's not necessary, but I say better safe than sorry. You don't want metabolic bone disease or for your snake to suffer from anything like that. So a UVB light might be necessary. Like I said, better safe than sorry. You want a 10.0 UVB, and you're gonna have to change that like once a year. This is actually a diurnal snake, so unlike a nocturnal ball python, for example, they're up during the day, so it's really great. You get to see them explore and hang out and just adventure, and it's really awesome. But that being said, you're also, in addition to having a UVB, gonna need a blue day bulb. This just gives them the proper light spectrum that they need, as well as some heat. Snakes like this, they get most of their water from their food anyway. Either rats or whatever, lizards or birds, they pretty much eat anything when it comes down to their feeding, but that's where they get most of their moisture from, their water. And so you're rarely going to see them drinking. At least I haven't so far. But you should keep water in there just in case anyway. That 92 to 97 degree hotspot temperature is gonna cook it and make it a little too humid. So definitely on the cool side. So now for their ambient temperature, the tank should never dip below 70 degrees. The ambient cool side should pretty much be above that, 80 to 85, but caution, words of caution. If your temperature anywhere in the tank dips below 65 degrees, it's almost guaranteed death for these creatures, so make sure to be on top of that. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to make sure that these guys are happy. They're really easygoing snakes. I went above and beyond to try and make her enclosure just fun and give her something to enjoy and explore. Right now, when it comes down to feeding, I breed African soft fur rats, and so I feed the pups to her every 7 to 10, 12 days, give or take, whenever she seems to be exploring just a little bit too much, or enough to indicate that she might be a little hungry. Thing you definitely want to take into consideration, especially since I have all of my snakes in one room, the amount of heat coming out of her enclosure is definitely going to heat up the room that they're in. So you want to make sure you're on top of ambient temperatures in your other snakes or reptiles enclosures. Keep in mind that this thing is going to be pumping out a lot of heat. I have two ceramic heat emitters. One's a big one, one's like a 25 watt smaller one, and yeah, it does the job. I have a little LED bulb just to give her some day and night cycle, as well as the blue light and also the UVB. It pretty much, you know, is the most lighting fixtures I've ever used for any reptile so far, but she seems to be loving it. She's thriving in her enclosure. She looks so beautiful, especially after her most recent shed. Yeah, I'm really loving this snake. She is so unique and so different than the other snakes that I own. And just overall, she's different than any other animal I've ever experienced. She's such a particular attitude, and you could just tell she's with it, you know? But they are pretty goofy when they eat, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, thank you for watching. I hope you're able to learn something and maybe include one of these into your collection in the future. Take care, and yeah, peace.